All right, so today we're gonna talk about um, how I decided to become a Muslim as a black man, and why and where and when it happened. But yeah, let's get into it. I'm 40 right now. Been a Muslim for about since I was 24, so that's 16 years. I always kind of was part of a religion, I guess. I used to be Christian, Catholic, all of that. But I just grew up that way. My parents weren't religious, but my grandmother was. So uh, I went to Catholic schools and shit. We had church actually in school and shit like that. So I was always religious. And before I keep going, I want to get into the point I'm not trying to convert nobody. I don't care if people believe or don't believe. None of this bothers me at all. It's crazier shit. Some people believe in aliens. Some people is religious. You choose what you want to believe and go from there. I mean, some people think I would be insane for it. Other people think you insane to, sit here and eat sugar and fast food all day and kill yourself. But, what I'm doing ain't harming nobody. So, choose to believe what I want to believe based on what I want to believe. So that's it. But I don't give a damn what you believe. You shouldn't give a damn what I believe. Just go on about it. But I just want to get that out the way. But yeah, when I was locked up, I had nothing but time, nothing to do but read. I actually got the majority of my education locked up. I'm not talking about just from reading and knowledge and shit. I'm talking about actual education, whether it be degrees or anything. There's a lot of resources in there that since I was doing nothing with my time, I mean, you got all the time in the world, so all I could do was read and go to school, workouts when I started working out heavy, doing everything I could to improve my life. It wasn't the first time I was locked up, but it definitely was the last time. I ain't been locked up since I was 24, decided it was just time to change. I was always getting locked up for petty shit, and then the last time is just real serious. It's my first and last felony, so, being locked up for that long, just decided, enough was enough, time to change. And I changed everything in life, changed how I approach women, changed how I talk to women, changed how I talk to men, changed how I did everything, changed how I looked at every situation. But while I was in there, met this Muslim dude and he was pretty cool, and I ain't gonna get all the way into it, but, he showed me because I was already religious, but he showed me a lot of things that made a lot more sense and hadn't been unchanged, so I decided to make that leap, and life has been better ever since, for me at least. So yeah, this is basically about how I live. I do all the basic things, praying 5 times a day, staying away from bullshit. I mean, if I still had a weakness to what I would say it was these hoes. I mean, I'm trying to be serious with y'all, but I'm trying to be for real. I'm not going out and cheating and all that shit like that, but whew, it's constantly it's a battle. I mean, you had nothing but hoes your whole life. You know what I'm saying? I'm not supposed to be fucking these hoes all willy-nilly. I mean, technically, I can have 4 wives as long as I can care for them and support them. So even if I wanted to go down that route, I could, but it's a lot of weird, I don't want to get into it, but, if I think about anything else I struggle with, no, some people are lazy and don't want to do the prayers. Some people can't. I'm 40. If I'm 40, and I can make it through the fast for a whole month easily, no food, no water all day. I don't understand what the problem is, No acting crazy, no acting out. I mean, I just beat that 30 days down like it's nothing. It's easy. And I guess the hardest thing was like I guess that was the hardest thing for me. At first, that first year, it was killing me. Like I felt like death. But after that, everything became easier. It's just hard being good. You know, I donate. The things that they teach you as a Muslim is just basic things in life. Like I always used to give to people. It's nothing to me, you know. Caring for people, you know, being considerate. It's just basic things you would do in life anyway if you was a good person. So a little extra, you know, thrown in. It's really not that difficult, but I just like it because it's just like it builds structure for me. And yeah, I damn near go by everything. You know, I gotta, you know, I've been swearing for years, you know, so when the month of Ramadan come around, it's hard, bro. Like, yo, but I work on that sometimes, but just trying to be as good as I can be and as good to others as I can be, you know. So that's basically how I live, you know. I don't do nothing extravagant. I don't drink no more. That wasn't even that hard to give up, you know. It's just like in a social setting, you know, you feel like you got, when you go out to a bar or club or something like that, but I'm 40, so I don't need to go out to no bars and clubs unless I'm trying to pick up some chicks. But even then, that ain't the place you want to get them no way. So it was easy for me in social situations like Thanksgivings, Christmas, and things like that. But you know, you feel kind of pressure to do it, but you just say no. You know what I'm saying? Tattoos, you see, I got I got them everywhere, but you know, it was before I had the knowledge of not to get them. So, you know, but yeah, it's basically just, to me, it's just like nothing's really different. Just all the paths of being a good person. I guess the biggest thing for me was like throughout religions, I mean, when I grew up, like I said, Catholic and Christian, and they would always like tell you Jesus was the son of God or all this. And I guess that's the difference in the Muslim community, where they don't think he's the son of God. They still think he's a prophet and holy, and they respect him, but they just don't think he's God's son. Because, I mean, how can God have a son? It's crazy, but it's just unique. It's just a person exists that made everything. So all in all, yeah, man, I just think it's about being a good person to me more than anything. And I'm still a butthead, you know. I still have my a-hole behaviors and things like that. But right now, like even if you see in my videos, and I've always been this way, I just keep things real. Like, to me, it would be a lie to go out there and say something I believe is fake. Like, you know, like I made a science video, how I don't believe in science and all of that. And technically, you know, if you wanted to break it down, everything is science. So I guess I would kind of believe in science, but the title was just to be, you know, grab attention and things like that. It wasn't really like you don't believe in science. I mean, I use technology and all these things like that. Of course. I just don't believe everything I hear and take it at face value. I look into things and I see things for myself, you know. If something ain't seeming right, like if my intestines can wrap around the world, and I'm like, bruh, I got like 12 foot of intestines. It's not wrapping all the way around the world, bro. But, you know, people push what they want to push, like moon landings and shit. I'm still iffy about that. Like, you know, with all the technology we got now and everything, it's never been another televised broadcast from anywhere in the world. Nobody just went to the moon or unmanned shuttle or some droids or something. They're just going behind the scenes. Nobody's filmed another trip ever to something that's just so fascinating that we've been to. You know, it's just crazy. Like, technology should be leaps and bounds past what it was then. Shit, you could record that shit with no effort in 4K. But anyways, I don't want to get too much off track, you know. Like I said, me not believing in that is just some people think believing in religion is crazy. Some people thinking Bigfoot exists, those same people. Some people think it's an aliens running around. I actually do think it was a nigga running around with big feet. I mean, I don't know if he's some damn nigga that's abominable snowman, nigga that can rip somebody in half with his bare hand. I think it was a nigga with some big ass feet. If you think about it now, my boy Shaq wears size, what, 40s on his toes? I mean, it's definitely possible somebody back then had some big feet. I don't know, bro, but all in all, I didn't want to make this too long. Just want to tell you how I live, why I became. It just seemed like the right thing to do. I want to reiterate that if something seems right to you, and do it. You know, you always have these nagging thoughts in the back of your head about what somebody else is going to think of you, or, you know, how people will look at you and things like that. And it's never more like it happens more nowadays with the internet than anything. Like somebody could go to work and be like, hey, buddy, you know, I like your outfit, or, you know, I like your shoes or something, or you look nice today. And then somebody else can come up to you, bro, you look like poop, bro. Do something with yourself. You need a haircut. And you sitting there thinking about it all day. Like, you actually ignored this compliment. Sit here and focus on the negative. And it happens a lot online. You'll see it, like, some people lose sleep over something. Some people say it online. It's crazy to me. Like, and it bothers them for months, years on end. I know people to this day still, I've said something that's bothered them online, and I've said it jokingly. You know, I joke around roasting them, as what it's called, and they hate me for it to this day. I've done something that offended them online. They think about me constantly. This is years later I come up in people's eyes, and I'm like, jeez. And I don't follow these things or look at them. Of course, I don't have the time in my day for that, but you know, I have people that come back and tell me or show me screenshots and things like that, and I'm like, that's crazy. And I leave it at that and go on about my day. Like, I'm not thinking of you how you thinking of me, but it happens because people hold on to the internet like it's a life. Like, it's insane to me. Like, that's the crazy. If you want to talk about something that's unbelievable, that's something that's just unbelievable to me. But I'm gonna go ahead and get out y'all hair. I'm sure a lot of you already knew I was Muslim. A lot of you don't if you're new to the channel, but I ain't want to fool nobody. Like, some people don't rock with that religion stuff, and it's cool. Like, you can unsub if you don't rock with my real life videos. You can unsub if you don't care for black people. You can unsub it. None of this bother me, bro. I'm not somebody who's doing YouTube to become rich or something. Like, this is just an outlet for me to express myself, you know. Sometimes I have an idea or a thought or something I want to share, or maybe I want to help somebody, and I put it out there, you know. Don't get me wrong. If I do get rich doing YouTube, I'm not going to complain and throw the money away, give some to charity and help other people, give my mama a house or something like that. But all in all, you know, I don't care. I just want to express myself. And speaking of which, if you made it this far, pretty soon I'm going to start an initiative. I'm doing it for me, but I hope y'all join me on the ride. I'm going to do 30 videos, 30 days. It'll be labeled, everything nonstop. I just want to see if I can do it and if I can accomplish it. So that's my plan. You'll know when it starts because it'll be labeled 1, and I'm not going to stop for 30 days. I'm just going to bring a video of everything I want to do, everything I want to put out there, and just let it be free. I don't care if it gets 1 view or 1 million views, you know, for each video. I just want to complete this as a goal of mine. You know, whenever I set a goal for something, I do it. If I wanted to get 24-inch pythons, I'm working on that. If I wanted to grow my hair out, I did that, you know. If I wanted to, you know, go ahead and get promoted at work, I did that. You know, I'm setting my mind to doing these things, and I'm just getting them done. That's just it. I focus on one thing at a time, pour my all into it, and I get it done. I don't care if it's something as simple as finishing a video game, like, to completion. It could be something just that small, but when I set a goal, I finish it to the best of my ability. I mean, some things could just be impossible to finish, and there's no way to do it or something like that. For instance, genetically, like I said, I was trying to get 24-inch pythons, and I'm well on my way to, I think I could probably max out at 21, but genetically it's just impossible for me without steroids to get 21. So, but at least I augment my goal to say I took it as far as possible. So I'm not going to take roids and go do it. So yeah, but that's it, you know. just stick to your goals. I'm gonna go ahead and get out your hair. And any questions, or if you share my thoughts or mindset, go ahead, leave them down below. If you're just watching to watch, cool with you. Like I said, I don't care if I get 1 view or 1 million. I'm gonna do me. Peace.